The read right now from Dan Forest, the North Carolina lieutenant governor. North Carolina, one of those odd states where the governor is a Democrat. Dan Forest is a Republican.
Well, I think the goalposts keep moving on this thing. We've talked about flattening the curve, Neal, now for 4 months. The whole purpose of flattening the curve was to make sure the healthcare industry was not overrun, to make sure our hospitals weren't overrun, our ICUs weren't overrun, our ventilators and so forth. And that curve has been flat all along in North Carolina. We've never had anything but a flat curve. So our testing is going through the roof. We've hit about I don't know, somewhere past 10%, maybe 11% of our population being tested now. People are obviously testing and tracking into the areas where they know there are infections. So we know that the percent positives on those tests are going to increase. But all those things are good data points. But the real data point to track is the one about hospitalizations and the folks that really need to be taken care of, especially those in nursing homes and those people that are older and those types of things. So we really, in North Carolina, we've just been missing a lot of data and a lot of information.
Now, I know you are not only running against the governor for that job, but you're also suing him over these business restrictions that he put in place since the pandemic and actually through the pandemic. You think they're too much. He says he's looking out for North Carolinians' health and safety. What do you think?
Well, those are two different things. The lawsuit is about the Constitution and the rule of law. We didn't want to go that path, but the legislature wasn't able to make any headway there. Council of State wasn't. We have this group. We're a little bit different in North Carolina. We have a group called the Council of State, and the governor is supposed to, by law, come to the Council of State to get approval for large, sweeping things like shutdowns of the state, and he hasn't done that. And so he's bypassed the authority of his office in doing what he's done. Now, that being said, that's one thing. We're suing him for the constitutional authority that he is overreaching. But the other piece of it is the inconsistencies in decisions related to business openings. And if you go back to the beginning, we all heard of the stories of the big box retailers versus the small mom and pops. And a Walmart could open, but a Main Street shop couldn't. Then it went down the road to restaurants with bars could open, but bars couldn't open. Then breweries and wineries could open, but bars still couldn't open. And it's just these inconsistencies of decisions. University gyms can open so football players can work out, but people that own gyms can't open up. And I think there's the subjective decision making that's going on that's really hurting the economy right now without putting trust in the people, in the American people, is what has confounded a lot of people related to decision making all across America.
Real quickly, sir, do you think there is any link between governors of both parties who opened up states and allowed businesses to resume indoor, even outdoor dining, businesses at limited capacity, but some capacity, for the spike in cases we have seen?
I don't know. You can attribute that to lots of things. Everybody wants to attribute it to everything. They don't want to attribute to protests and people gathering en masse on the streets and those kinds of things, but they want to attribute to restaurant openings. I don't know, Neal. There's so much information out there that we don't have. There's so many things that we could do better as a country on the process of making sure that all Americans have a thorough look at all of the data, and it's all there and transparent. I would just say, if any of the states don't have transparent data, then you have to start wondering whether any of these decisions are being made for political purposes.
Dan Forest, we'll watch it very closely. The lieutenant governor of the beautiful state of North Carolina. By the way, we did put out a call to Governor Roy Cooper. I don't believe we've heard back, but hope springs eternal. We're all for fair and balance. Each side get their positions on the table.